Yeah, there we go. The signal's just bumped up now. Good afternoon and welcome to Sydney Harbour. Look at this amazing view. Sydney Harbour is sparkling, although it's a little bit windy. So we're just waiting for the ferry, which is due to arrive in about 5 minutes. So here we are at McMahon's Point Wharf. Just across the water there is Luna Park. And some of you might remember that we did a little tour of Luna Park last week. Alrighty, let's see who's already here. What a gorgeous afternoon. Absolutely beautiful. Hi Tony and Tim. Hi Judy. Hi Carolyn. Hi Christine. Anita. Lauren. Hi Mina. Hi Michael. Hi Anna. Okay, so here we are in Sydney Harbour. So the plan for this first tour is that we're going to hop on the ferry, which will take us across, firstly to Milson's Point Wharf, just across there at Luna Park, and then it'll take us over to Circular Quay, which is where we'll hop off and walk up to the Royal Botanic Gardens. It's a stunning day, Christine. Absolutely beautiful day for a ferry ride. So let me show you around where we are. The tour officially starts just under a minute from now. Look at this. Let me line this up beautifully for you. Look at that.
It was real.
You don't get much better than that, do you? Let's zoom in on the Opera House just briefly. How fabulous. Look at that. Isn't it stunning? All right, so we're just coming up to time. Let me just turn the camera around so I can greet you all. I've tied my hair back because it's so windy. So you're going to see me in all my, tied back ponytail, stark glory. Let me see. All right, the sun's shining on me. Where are we? That's even worse. Maybe this way. Hi everyone. So for anyone who doesn't know me, who hasn't joined my tours before, my name's Lynn and we're meeting here in Sydney. We're actually meeting at a place called McMahon's Point, but we're going to hop on a ferry and take it across to Circular Quay. Bit of an adventure tonight, get my words muddled. We're going to ride the ferry, walk up to the Botanical Gardens, and then from there we're hoping to have the light just perfect for the Christmas markets, which I'm expecting from what I've already seen should be amazing. Before we begin, I'd just like to acknowledge that we're meeting today on the traditional lands of the Gadigal on this side of the harbour. However, it'll be the Gadigal people on the south side of the harbour of the Eora Nation, and pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. All right, so let's turn the camera around. You don't need to look at me. And who joined while I was chatting away? Hi Lorraine. Hi Bien. Is it? Please correct me if I'm wrong in any pronunciation of your names. Hi Peter. Welcome. I think we've met before. Hi Leslie, Louise and Sherry. So let's give you a bit of an orientation. We're in what's known as Lavender Bay. Lovely little bay. So over there, last week I actually met you all in Wendy Whiteley's Secret Garden, and that is literally the green space just over here beneath the CBD of North Sydney. And that's where Wendy Whiteley and her husband Brett Whiteley, the artist, lived in. I think Wendy still lives there, but it's the house over there. That one there is the house with the blue plaque where Brett Whiteley used to live. He passed away. Gosh, I can't even remember the year, but I think it was around about 20 or 30 years ago. So she lives there now, still in that house, and she's developed that green space into a beautiful garden space. Really stunning, right on the waterfront. Hi Alina and Shirley. Hi Joel. Joel, you're in Sydney? Joel, are you Cosmo's walking tours, Joel? Give me a thumbs up if you are. and I'll give you a shout out. Excellent. Thank you for joining me, Joel. So, Joel, if you ever arrive in a physical, actually arrive in Sydney, Joel does walking tours under the name of Cosmos Walking Tours. So, hit him up, and he does great tours, particularly around the rocks areas. So, definitely join his walking tours through. I think he does Airbnb tours. So not much happening over at Luna Park at the moment. I would have thought it would still be going, but it doesn't appear to be much happening over there. Looks like it must be closed down for the evening. And we're just waiting for our ferry to arrive. It looks like there's one leaving Circular Quay over there at the moment. We're probably, though, waiting for the one that comes from Pyrmont Bay, which is over to my right here. So if we have a look over here, that tall glass building is the Crown Resort Hotel, and I believe it's still waiting for its license to operate as a casino. Not sure that that's been approved yet. I'm actually pretty sure that it hasn't been approved. There's been a little bit of a controversy over the approval of that building there. It was originally developed by James Packer, the media mogul, but I don't even think he has an interest in it any longer. So we're keeping an eye out for a ferry to come from this direction. Can't see it yet. So that's Sydney Harbour over there. And this is the Anzac Bridge. You can see the two points of the bridge over there. That's the Anzac Bridge, which connects the Glebe Point area with the city. All right, I think we can see our ferry coming. That looks like it's a ferry. That looks like it's heading our way. It's a stunning afternoon, Joel, and you had a gorgeous morning doing your tours this morning as well, I noticed. Excellent time of year to be doing tours in Sydney, isn't it? So we might even get a bit of a sunset. I don't know how we're going to fit that into our tours, but we're going to do our best. This is where we're up to with the sun's position at the moment. Just coming down behind the Blues Point Tower. And we'll keep an eye on that, see how that progresses as well. This looks like a ferry heading our way, so let's keep an eye on that. I thought it would have been here by now. Maybe it's running late. Well, there's a river cat coming in. Not sure if we're meant to mount that or... Okay, maybe we're getting on this one. I'm not used to getting on a river cat at McMahon's Point, but looks like this is our ride today. Hi, Jen. Hi, Laurie. Thanks for joining me this afternoon in Sydney. So while we're just waiting for the river cat to tie up, we'll have a look over here at North Sydney and Lavender Bay. Yes, they were, Joel. So maybe they've just shuffled a few ferries around. There was industrial action today. Thanks, Joel, for reminding me about that. I think it was from around 10 till 2 today. Actually, when I read that, I had a little bit of a panic moment. I thought, oh my goodness, I'm supposed to be catching a ferry from McMahon's Point. What am I going to do? But that was all finished by about 2:30. It's a gorgeous day, Jen. Hi, Kari. All right, so this is, we've got two. Look at this, we've got all this happening at the moment. I hope we know which ferry to get on. We've got the Fred Hollows ferry over here on our right, and the River Cat over here on our left. I hope I hope they're going to tell us which way they're going. All right, so it's not that one. We don't want to go to Barangaroo, we want to go to the city. So we're going to catch the Fred Hollows ferry into the city. There we go. It says on the side there, Circular Quay. Circular Quay. I think they've got a problem with their signage. Hi, Anna. Hi, Carol. Hi, Evie. Thanks for joining me in Sydney this afternoon. It's an absolutely gorgeous afternoon. And we're going to head across to Circular Quay, which is over in this direction. The ferry's just tying up and we'll be on board in just a moment. Isn't that gorgeous? You never get tired of that view. Alrighty, so the ferry's just going to tie up and they'll put this ramp in position for us. Give me a thumbs up and let me know if the sound's okay. I've got a little sort of muffle working across the microphones because it's quite windy, and I'm hoping that's helping keep the wind noise down. Oh, thanks, Lorraine. Thanks, Christine. Beautiful. Thanks, Mina. Thanks, everyone. Do you like the colour of her ponytail? I love it. Jen, you must come for a visit sometime. All right, so this is just a little half-hour tour. It's going to take us across to Circular Quay. And then we're going to walk up to the Royal Botanic Gardens, where there's an absolutely amazing, we're deciding where to go. I think, I'll follow my daughter. She obviously knows where she's going. Follow those legs. Where are you taking me? Yeah, beautiful. This works. This works a treat.
You want harbour side? Oh, sorry, bridge side?
Oh, I can move around. Just as long as I can read the chat, which I can't at the moment because of the sun. Haven't been for many years. So you've been to Sydney, Jen? Excellent. Yeah, you have to come back. And I have to get back to Adelaide. Look, there's a train going across the Sydney Harbour Bridge at the moment. And we're just pulling into Nelson's Point Wharf, which is the one that you get off if you're going to Luna Park. What a day. How beautiful is this? Oh my goodness, you never get sick of this. Look at this, everybody. So is there anybody on the tour who hasn't done a Hago tour before? Let me know in the chat with a thumbs up if you've never done a Hago tour before. And let me know in the chat if this is your first tour with me. I know, Joel, I think this is your first tour, but I know you're familiar with Hago, and we've met in person, so that's all good. There's another cruise ship in right now. Look at that. There seems to be a cruise ship every second day at the moment. And I know Joel is a bit of a regular in the rocks, so he probably knows the cruise ship schedule. Look at this cute little ferry. Where does this one go? That's a cutie. Lauren Jackson is the name of that ferry, and I think Lauren Jackson is a basketballer. Let me go over and have a look at Luna Park for you. Here we go. Oh my goodness, look at this. Here we go. Let's go up the back and have a look at Luna Park. What a day. And we're really celebrating that the weather's finally warmed up. It's been really struggling to actually acknowledge that summer's here, but it finally is, and we're loving it. This is what I love about Sydney afternoons, Sydney evenings, just being able to get out on the harbour, outdoors. This is the best time of day in summer in Sydney. Okay, now at the moment we're zoomed in a little bit too close. There we go. We're starting to get that beautiful afternoon sun across the water. Tony, where do you do tours? Are you doing tours in Sydney as well? Tell me about it. I'm happy to share information about anyone who's promoting Australia and Sydney. Tell me about your tours. Hi Kamuji. Hi Barbara. Hi Claire. And hello Tina. Lovely to have you along. Okay, we're going under the Sydney Harbour Bridge. I just need to hang on. Look at this. My daughter's disappeared again. I don't know where she's gone. That's all right. We'll find each other. So over on the left-hand side here, we have Kirribilli. Some of you may remember that we explored Kirribilli a few weeks ago. Oh, do you? Oh, okay. Sorry, Tony, I misunderstood what you meant. So this is Kirribilli over here behind us. And this is where our Prime Minister lives when he's in Sydney. So over there on the point, we have Admiralty House, which is where the Governor-General lives, the Queen's representative in Australia. In behind that, which we can't see because it's just sort of around the point, is Kirribilli House, and that's where our Prime Minister lives. So they're neighbours, they're next door neighbours. Thank you for joining me so late, Christine. And look, here we go. We have this. All right, now I need to get ready to get off. But I have to show you the star of the show before we do. How about this, guys? What a stunning look at the Opera House. Isn't she gorgeous? And then we have the beautiful Sydney Harbour Bridge. Everyone's got smiles in their faces on the ferry, I can tell you. Everyone has smiles in their faces. And I don't know what this ship is. Which one is it? Oh, it's a Cunard. It's a Cunard liner.
Queen Elizabeth.
Oh, if this is the Queen Elizabeth. Oh, wow. Now that's a significant boat to be in Sydney, isn't it? Look at that. Hello, Your Majesty. All right, that's no ordinary cruise ship we've got here, folks. Hi, Zoe. Hi, Francois. Welcome to Sydney. Look, this gives you some sort of scale of the size of the Queen Elizabeth. There's the Captain Cook Cruises little dinner cruise coming alongside it. And the Manly Fast Ferry is pulling out as well. So that one has to reverse out and turn around. All right, so we're going to head downstairs and get off. Okay, just waiting for the boat to stop moving, and I'll start heading downstairs so that we can get off the ferry. All right, around this way. So we've arrived at Circular Quay. Hi, Barry. Hi, Penelope. Thank you. Oh, Laurie, I'm with my husband and my daughter. I haven't actually showed them. They're up ahead, walking ahead of me right now. But we'll catch up to them in a moment once we get past all the crowds here. I just need to tap off the ferry with my Opal card. Here we go. Tap off. Am I tempted to turn right and check out the... Yeah, that is rather tempting. That is definitely tempting, Jen. But I'm on a mission. I made you guys a promise. So we're going to walk up to the Botanical Gardens. And then once we get there, actually, we might actually pause and have a look over here first. Here we go. I don't really understand what he's saying. Laurie, I think it was. It actually says Queen Elizabeth on the side, but I couldn't see it too. But I'm assuming it was. All right, so we've just given a small donation. Okay, let's move on because we are running short on time. I would love to stay here and watch, but I think we'll keep moving. Except that I've lost my family now. I don't know where they've gone. Oh, there we go. All right. There's one half of the there's one half of the companion party. Maybe the other half has gone to the bathroom. Hang on. All right, so here we go. All right, so they'll catch up with me. Let's keep heading towards the Botanic Gardens. As you can see, Circular Quay is very busy at this time of day. Lots of people hanging around. And we're going to head up in this direction towards the Botanical Gardens. On the corner up ahead is the old police museum, so we'll have a little glimpse at that before we move on. So this was the old lockup from back in the 1800s. Yeah, sorry, Christine. Only a very brief glimpse of it. I couldn't stay there because we're kind of working to a time schedule here. Um, but don't worry, there's lots to see tonight. So we have these figurines here on the corner representing the Justice and Police Museum, and it only opens on weekends, so I don't have ready access to that at the moment. Hi Ro, hi Linda. But that's depicting the seedier elements of society, as it were, as well as the judiciary. So here we go. And then this actually has a placard telling you who. This is a depiction of Nancy Cowman, it says, who was a conspirator and dressmaker and picture show attendant. Scandalous. Scandalous indeed, a picture show attendant. There we are. Okay, so we're heading up Albert Street. And you can see some of the beautiful old architecture from the late 19th century. Yes, Penelope, yeah. All in fancy dress, in black and white fancy dress. And this is the Sir Stamford Hotel, a lovely old building, but it's now been converted into a luxurious hotel. So just to let you know what's going to happen tonight, in 5 minutes I'll end this tour so that I can get a bite to eat. And then I'll start the next tour at 7:30, which will be 35 minutes from when I end this one. And this really just to give me a chance to, as I say, grab a bite to eat and get oriented. But here's the VIP entrance to the Sir Stamford Hotel across the road from the Royal Botanic Gardens. Hi Rhonda, welcome along. Thanks for joining me in Sydney. So what I want to do is just get across the road over there to the Conservatorium of Music. And by the time I jump onto my second tour, some of the illuminations should be easier to see because the sun will have gone down by then, or very close to it. Oh, the ferry ride was lovely, Penelope. I'm so sorry you missed it. It was just gorgeous out there on the harbour today. Hi, Lisa. Carols in the Domain, absolutely. They do that every year, and I'm pretty sure that is the 17th. I think that's Saturday the 17th. I just want to show you this beautiful old building here. And I don't even know what this is. Let me have a look. Oh my goodness, this is the Intercontinental. Look at this. Wow, look at that. Maybe not the very last boat ride I did. Yes, that one was pretty challenging, Penelope. That particular boat ride, we won't go there. Yes, let's just say that going out whale watching at a 3-metre swell, not a good idea. Not a great idea. Anyway, so here we go. And this is the Southern Cross University building. Another beautiful old sandstone, Sydney sandstone building. Oh, Christine, you're going to be in Sydney in February. You have to send me a message. You'll have to send me a message, and we can chat. I'm more than happy to help you out with that. Absolutely. Um, there's all sorts of things that you can do depending on what you're interested in. So send me a message. Probably through Facebook is probably the best, and I'll get you sorted. So this is a statue of Edward VII, I believe it is, who was Victoria's son, Queen Victoria's son, and King George V's father. I believe that's where he sits in the royal line, but I'm happy to be corrected because I'm not a royal expert. So this is the Conservatorium of Music. And the curious thing about this building, this particular building, is that it was built as a stable. So this one here, opulent as it is, and stunningly beautiful as a place of study of music, actually started life as a stable for our governor, Lachlan Macquarie. I think it was 28 horses and stable hands, a bit of livestock. Right, so I'm getting very close to what I plan to be my finishing time. I'm very glad that my timing's worked out perfectly. So we've arrived at what's being called Noel, Sydney. These are the entrance gates. And in just a few minutes, I'm actually going to finish up. So I'll turn the camera around. We're going to go grab a bite to eat. And then I'll join you again in around about 35 minutes from now. Alrighty. So that was a forced march. That was a forced march to get up here. And I'll catch my breath now, and I'll see you on the next tour. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the ferry ride and the walk up here to the Royal Botanic Gardens. Yeah, flash for stables. Come back because there is an illumination on the back of that building. Look, I've got my Christmas earrings on, and this is going to be amazing. So please come back in about half an hour. I'll see you then. Alrighty. Thanks, everyone. See you soon. Bye for now.